Not only is North Korea negotiating with Russia on advanced arms, but they are potentially talking about doing military training exercises in the future. And in case you didn't know, that is bad news, bears. Welcome back to another episode of Brutally Honest with your host, me, Nikko Ortiz, and I've got a question for you guys. Russia's made a lot of people nervous over the past year or so, but do you think in the current situation, things could get worse? Because on today's podcast, we're going to be talking about some of the alarming meetings going on between Russia and North Korea and how China is going to end up finding their way into these negotiations as well. So go ahead and get ready because things are about to get brutally honest. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Moral of the story at the end of the day, North Korea wants to sit down in Russia with Putin and conversate and negotiate. Now, some of you may be asking, who is Kim Jong-un? For those of you who don't know, Kim Jong-un is a North Korean politician who has been the supreme leader of North Korea since 2011 and the leader of the Workers' Party of Korea since 2012. Long story short, he's a dictator, okay? He has been known for brainwashing his people and all these other things that I would like to say, but I can't exactly talk about it due to some of the guidelines of the different platforms this is going to go on to. And at the end of the day, we have not had the best relationship with North Korea kind of ever. If we had to gauge where we're at with Kim Jong-un, it's like a level slightly below neutral. And things haven't been catastrophic, but we definitely toss threats back and forth. And so the whole thing that kind of brings us all together is that today, on September 4th, while we are filming this podcast, I had to quickly put this together, Kim Jong-un expects to engage with Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, in Russia to continue the actively advanced arms negotiations between the two countries, and this is all according to the U.S. government. So basically, our intelligence is telling us that Kim Jong-un wants to meet with Vladimir Putin in Russia to, at the end of the day, negotiate on advanced arms. North Korea has been conducting military exercises and tests with ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and all of the above. This is not a good thing. And for both parties, we already talked about how we are below neutral with North Korea. And the same thing kind of goes for Russia right now. Once I heard about all this, I was like, oh, that's not good. But a lot of people don't know that North Korea and Russia have been talking for quite some time. And we're going to get into it more here in the future. We're going to go over some of these articles. But they have been trading. They have been giving things one another from intelligence to equipment over the past year. And I wouldn't be too concerned yet. This is already kind of like what's going on? This is something we need to keep our eyes on. But I wouldn't exactly freak out until we start seeing some pictures of Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin together in Russia, which, you know, they've already met. They've already shook hands and took pictures before. But now after this current amount of information we're getting, if we start to see that in the future, it's kind of like, it's only a matter of time until China gets involved. And then it's like, what are their plans now? And the answer is we don't know. We have zero clue. Realistically, we have right here in the article, it says, we have information that Kim Jong-un expects these discussions to continue to include leader-level diplomatic engagement in Russia, said the National Security Council. For those of you in the future, I'll probably be referencing the NSC, which stands for the National Security Council, because we do have some quotes and stuff like that from some officials in those departments. Now, when they're talking about, leader-level diplomatic engagements, it's, hey, who are the big dogs? That'd be like President Joe Biden in a room only talking with, Vladimir Putin. But in this case, it's not Joe Biden. It's Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un, and they just kind of devise whatever plan they see going forward. Or, they were like, hey, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish? And then like, okay, you know what, we can help each other. And I think the reason this is coming to light is because it's actually freaking out a lot of parties. And that's kind of like our biggest fears right now, because we don't want them to have that insight of one another and work so good as a cohesive team. And right here in the article, it kind of confirms these fears a little bit, right? A little bit of the possibility of joint exercises between the two countries. He said they were, of course, being discussed. If I was to be 100% honest from what I know of Russia and what I know of North Korea, Russia's already too busy. I don't think Russia has the possibility or the capability, let alone to give additional soldiers to conduct a joint training exercise right now with North Korea. Russia's manpower is absolutely stretched with everything going on in Ukraine. There's no way I see this happening. The scary part would be like if we saw North Korean soldiers going into Russia to just kind of train on the back end, because then it's like, okay, that confirms that North Korea and Russia are working together. What happens after? I know a lot of people are like, oh, what's the big deal? No. This is all part of something else, right? They all have different effects, and it's just, okay, once North Korea and Russia are done working together, they know how to work together. Russia's already in Ukraine. Where does North Korea go? Does North Korea help in Ukraine? Does North Korea go somewhere else and start conducting operations and stuff like that? Is this their big break from whatever they could possibly get from Russia, right? Yeah, let that sit with you for a second and kind of just let that ball of fuck just absolutely your mind. I did combat arms, and then also I was involved with the intelligence community. And I know very well throughout my time in the intelligence community, it was like, okay, who do we really fear? And it's like China, Russia, Iran. Like that's pretty much it. And so you've got Russia doing their thing. China wants to get involved. North Korea's in the back end there, and you've already got two of the three, people we're worried about working together. But North Korea is not to be slept on, because I think given the opportunity, they will 100% take the shot necessary to win. I think they're just waiting for an opening. I really, really do. Everybody knows about, Private Travis King, who walked into North Korea. It's like, who's to say, and this is what's really going to fuck people's mind. Who's to say when Kim Jong-un goes to visit Vladimir Putin, this is not confirmed at all. What if Kim Jong-un took United States Army, Private First Class, Private King with him to Russia? Then we're talking about, there's some type of intelligence or some type of information that they like. That puts us at risk big time. However, like I've stated before in some of the previous videos and updates about Private King, that he's so young in the military, he doesn't really have all that information, knowledge, intelligence, data that could properly hurt us. But it's still something that would be not good, at all. Let me know down below in the comments how you guys feel about that, because that would be crazy. That would be ridiculous. And to kind of back it up just a little bit, a lot of people are like, oh, well, if they're just starting to negotiate, it's not a big deal. It's going to take time for things to happen. This is where you're all wrong, because Russian Defense Minister Sergei S. visited North Korea in July. The visit was made to try and convince Pyongyang to sell artillery ammunition to Russia. And for those of you who don't know, which we're going to get into here in a little bit, is that North Korea has already given Russia ammunitions, artillery, so on and so forth, many other things. So they are working together. And so right there, you can kind of see that everything's falling into place for them. It's almost like it's all getting solidified. So basically, we found out all these negotiations, these trades are going on, and it caused the National Security Council, who left a statement, we urge the Democratic People's Republic of Korea to cease its arms negotiations with Russia, to abide by the public commitments that Pyongyang has made to not provide or sell arms to Russia. Which basically means, please don't do that. We had a deal. You're really about to it up. And so Russia had a response that I don't exactly disagree with. So once the council put out that statement, Russia responded and they said, why not? These are our neighbors. There's an old Russian saying, you don't choose your neighbors, but it's better to live with your neighbors in peace and harmony. That is a true statement. Why would you hate your neighbors? And we 100% got on that. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys disagree with that. To be fair, I don't disagree with that. Technically, China, Russia, and North Korea, they want to be friends. They're hip to hip. We don't want to be enemies with Mexico or Canada. That would really suck. That would be terrible. So I get where they're coming from, but then again, we have to understand they're 100% making statements like that on purpose and to kind of hide the possibly what could be an unknown agenda for those two parties. And if we go back just a little bit to where we were like, oh, you have prior commitments and stuff like that, where do we draw the line? Where does the United States and everybody else draw the line and be like, nope, North Korea, you cannot do that? Because we asked North Korea to abide by these commitments, but what about the drones, artillery, ammunition, and weapon systems they already sent to help Russia? Yeah, like we didn't do last year. North Korea's been doing that for over a year, and another party, which we're going to get to here in a minute, but they have been supplying them with these things. Why are we having these comments now? Why have these comments not been made, over a year ago? And if they were made, they already did it. Please tell me what the consequences were. Please. And since there's been no consequences, they're not dumb. They have intel networks. They know we're saying these things. We did not stop them. So why would they stop now when we're asking them possibly again? Nothing happened. So who wants to guess what the consequences are? Because this is what we stated. We said there will be consequences this time, right? Do you guys want to guess what those consequences are? So right here, we have stated back to them that under these potential deals, Russia would receive significant quantities and multiple types of munitions from North Korea, which the Russian military plans to use in Ukraine. These potential deals could include provisions of raw materials that would assist Russia's defense industry's base. And the consulman, he said that they're pledging that the U.S. would take direct action to sanction any entities involved in potential deal and urge to Pyongyang to seize the negotiations. To seize the negotiations? Are you kidding me? Direct action with sanctions. That does not work. We tried that with other countries. Oh, dude, heck of everything. Everybody's back to doing the same shit. And that is what you want to use? Deadass. If I'm North Korea or Russia, I'm going to be like, you want to give me shit? We going to Russia, ho. And then if I'm Russia, we're going to be like, we going to bang dang ow, ho. Like, that's what we're doing. Suck a fart. And as people are, starting to get involved, do more reports, more articles and stuff like that, one of the funniest yet stupidest things I came across was from a strategic communications coordinator at the NSC. And so this strategic communications coordinator talked about negotiations between North Korea and Russia, and they said, at the very ending statement of this article, and I quote, "There is no other way to look at that than desperation and weakness, quite frankly." Are you dumb? Did you just try to offend North Korea and Russia with your statement? What kind of dumb woke comment was that? Them working together is weakness and desperation? How so? Because Russia's in a full let's recognize the reality of this situation. Russia been up for over a year. They need supplies and equipment. North Korea has that. North Korea needs resources and supplies because they malnourished. They've got no supplies already, so they go to Russia. They are literally helping each other. You are more so than anything inciting and pissing them off. You are going to cause more violence. Because, bro, listen. Who's the is going to vote for me when I run for president? I'm dead running for president when I'm old enough. Who going to vote for your boy? But I'm just saying, if people are going to come at us with some hot shit, threaten us, I'm going to be like, listen, it's fine what you say, but you better calm it the down because we back-to-back World War champs. We do not around. Did you just threaten us? I think it was one of the dumbest things I heard somebody make a statement about this entire scenario. Basically, Russia's looking for shit. North Korea's looking for shit. They both have the shit each other wants. All that comment did was literally show how scared you are of this entire situation and how dumb and ill-informed you are of how it could possibly turn out. And why even make the comment of saying they're desperate and weakness and all this? Who the fuck are you, dude? Are you kidding me? Dumb, stupid comment. Let me know down below in the comments if you agree with me or you think, it's true. Like I said, it's just my opinion at the end of the day. We're all entitled to your opinions. Please let me know down below in the comments. I'm just trying to be as fair, but stern, and unbiased as possible. That's why I'm making the comments that I'm making. I know some of you are going to be like, oh my God, Nico, you said Russia made that comment or North Korea made that comment and you would agree with them? I'm like, bro, facts is facts, dude. I don't know I put it on a non-emotional level. And so because everybody's freaking out, this is all the sum of information I could get. But would really make my head spin is if publicly China kind of got involved with this communication between North Korea and Russia, which honestly, I'm sure they already are. They've all talked in the past, but at this current day and age and time, it's very, very weird. And if they jump into this, three-person combo, I honestly think it's going to be bad news. I think action from the United States and other countries will actually have to take place against Russia and whoever else starts, breaching these rules and guidelines. Honestly, if that does happen and we do sanctions, I don't know how bad it's going to truly hurt them. They've all faced sanctions before already, since this stuff kicked off. But who's to say if they get hit with sanctions again, they won't go to this extreme level? They won't do something extreme. They won't start throwing missiles at certain countries. They won't start invading more places. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think might happen in the future. If they all teamed up or, when this communication is going to take place. Supposedly, Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin are supposed to meet next month or possibly this month, but only time will tell. And this story will unfold. It's Monday right now. This is going to go up Thursday. So I highly encourage you guys, as always, to look into it. You guys are going to get more information. You guys are going to get more up to date. At the end of the day, always do your own research. And so to leave you guys all with some absolute mind thinking to go over this entire week, that is it for today's episode of Brutally Honest. Hope you guys all had a great listen. Let me know down below in the comments how I can improve the podcast. Really want to focus on improving different topics you guys want me to cover or get into. Let me know when this video drops, all the new things. Let us know down below in the comments all the new things that are going on, all the new things you heard, all the new research. I will also try to put it in the comments as well, and, you know, possibly link some articles to help inform all of you. But that's it, and thanks for stopping by.